What's up, Mavs fam? I'm here on a Saturday morning and I'm ready to talk some mad mess. After Cooper Flagg's 50-point game last night, holy smokes. Let me just say this for a second. If you had lost hope in Cooper Flagg's Rookie of the Year campaign, especially after that straw poll that was released the other day, I believe it was Sports Illustrated that came out, it showed Con Knippel winning Rookie of the Year by a landslide. If you lost hope after that straw poll came out, I've got to tell you, last night's game cannot be ignored. Right? We're not just gonna change the narrative from game to game, right? Like that's not how this works. You look at the entire body of work at the start of the season. Cooper Flagg was strongly in first place in that Rookie of the Year race. Then he was out for a little while with that foot injury, and Con Knippel has been consistent. He's been available. He's been terrific all season, right? So there's nothing to take away from what he's done this season. And we cannot change the narrative game to game. But what I am going to say after last night's game is that 50-point performance cannot be ignored. We're going to talk about the reasons why, right? Again, Saturday morning, time to talk some mad mess. I am your host, Ethan, the advisor, Clayton. Welcome to the party. And by party, I mean dope podcast. This is your Mavs, a Dallas Mavericks podcast where all are welcome, but y'all better behave. Today's episode is about Cooper Flagg. What else would we talk about today? But before we go into all the Cooper Flagg Rookie of the Year race stuff, for the first time in a while, like watching the game start to finish last night, I actually had some newer takeaways. I don't know where my mind was that I just suddenly was like, oh, well, this is making more sense than it has. Couple of takeaways from last night's game against the Magic. One, Paolo Banchero is not good. He is not good. Like I don't know what happened to him. I think maybe at one point, like people hadn't quite figured out his game yet, and he's big enough and strong enough to like muscle his way into getting some buckets. But what I saw last night is he had just about as much impact on the game as Ryan Nembhard did. He had just about as much impact on the game as Dwight Powell did. I'm not talking about stat lines. He had a better stat line than either of those guys. But there was a long stretch of the game last night where I was like, where is Powell? Like there he is. He's been on the court the whole time. He just hasn't done anything. So I think the Magic have a problem on their hands. There's been kind of this weird awkwardness going on the entire season. Like, is there going to be a breakup with Coach Jamal Mosley, former Mavs assistant coach? Are we going to see a falling out, a trading of either of the two main pieces being like, Franz Wagner or Paolo Banchero? They're both getting big bags. So, yeah, after watching last night's game, obviously they put up nearly 140 on us. Like, I can't say that they're the worst team I've ever seen, but they are not good. And a lot of that has to do with how much money they're sinking into their two star players, particularly Paolo Banchero. So that was a little bit disturbing. Like I've been a Banchero fan. Ultimately, I feel like if he got a fresh start somewhere else, maybe he's able to change the narrative. But like, man, he's got a hole to dig himself out of to show that he deserves the big bag that he got paid over last summer. Anyway, that was my first takeaway. Second takeaway, I want Jalen Suggs on the Dallas Mavericks or a player like him. If we can find somebody like him in the draft, as I've communicated with my dad about kind of different prospects, the focus for the Dallas Mavericks first round pick in 2026 should be for a guard, right? Someone with some positional size that can shoot, that can create, that can table set, all of the things that we've talked about all season. The Mavs have just been missing, right? Braden Burries seems to fit that description and check all of those boxes. And he is from what I can tell, a lockdown perimeter defender. And that is what I love about Jalen Suggs' game. He just like straight up ripped the ball from virtually any player that he was guarding last night. He did it many, many times. He was hot from the 3-point line. He was about the only Magic player I watched last night that I was like, you know what? That's a building block for their future. Franz Wagner was pretty quiet. He knows how to score, right? He has that bag, But apart from that, like I don't know what the Magic are, and I think they're going to have to blow it up. And if they do, and they're doing a fire sale this offseason, I want Jalen Suggs. I don't care about the injury history. We need that type of player on our team. We need a Derek White, if you will. And I see Jalen Suggs very much becoming the NBA's next Derek White. Next observation. This is going to be specific to the Mavericks. You know, there've been – last night wasn't one of them. You know, we've played like 100 clutch games this season, and there've been about half of those games where we had the ball on the last possession of the game. Cooper Flagg has got the ball in his hands. He's bringing the ball down the court. He's the one initiating the action, with the idea is that he's probably going to get the last shot, right? Like that's what it's designed to be. Then he gets double teamed, and more times than I care to count, that's left Najee Marshall wide open in the corner. And Cooper Flagg, being who he is, being an excellent teammate, having good court vision, all of that jazz, like he kicks the ball out to Najee Marshall every time. And, you know, a lot of those open, you know, last second shots have been missed by Najee. So my observation last night is that Cooper Flagg is continuing to do that. And I think that's actually a good thing. Okay. Hear me out on this. Najee Marshall is not a good 3-point shooter, but I think he has gotten better as the season has progressed. I think that is a way that Cooper Flagg has elevated Najee Marshall. And, you know, I think the same can be said for other teammates, because he is always looking to set them up. He is always showing confidence in them. Like, hey, man, you are wide open. I am not. I'm going to get you the ball. You're going to have plenty of time to get this shot off. Go get your bucket. And I saw that play out over and over last night. Because, again, he is doing his best to show that he has confidence in his guys, that they're going to be able to make the shots that he is creating for them. And whenever they're connecting, like, he is as hyped over that shot being made as they are, right? Like it's a really cool thing to see. I love how good of a teammate he is. He is elevating, especially Najee Marshall's game. Speaking of Najee Marshall, my guy, the Naj Mahal, the knife, as we have previously called him. I don't know what his official nickname is, but listen, after the game last night, he was on Twitter talking mess, and I love it so much. Talking about how, hey, it's hard to appreciate greatness when you're going through a tough time. This entire season has been a tough time. So that I get what you're saying. It's hard to appreciate the greatness that's happening on the court whenever we've won less than 25 games. But holy smokes, that kid is one of none. End quote. I agree. He is one of none. We have no idea at this point what his ceiling is. He is continuing to blow all of our minds. And the concern, or I'm going to say that with air quotes, the talking point about his game, like this is an area that he has to take a leap, has been the 3-point shooting. Okay. Last night, Cooper Flagg was 6 of 9 from the arc. That is an unbelievable stat line. I want him to shoot that many threes every stinking game. I don't expect him or need him to make 6 every game. But if he hits 3 or 4 of those, and he is continuing to confidently shoot those up, oh my gosh. When Najee says he's one of none, I agree. But like we that statement doesn't even fully capture how awesome and amazing Cooper Flagg's potential is. Anyway, so yeah, I that was another takeaway again. Just they Najee and Cooper specifically seem to have a really good bond that is growing and growing and growing, and it's making both of them better. And I've kind of gone back and forth on whether or not like Najee is a long-term piece of the Dallas Mavericks. But like if he's this strong of a locker room presence, if he has Cooper Flagg's back as much as he does, and he's showing on Twitter and in the games, like we've got a spot for you on the roster, my man. Like that no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Maybe the role becomes slightly different if we, have a more coherent roster that has a balanced attack. We got people that can shoot threes. We have people that can attack the basket. I love the dynamic that's been growing there. And, as of this morning, like if somebody's going to make an offer for Najee Marshall, it's going to have to be an incredibly generous offer, right? Like first round picks, solid role player, younger than Najee, cheaper than Najee. Like those are all the boxes that are going to have to be checked in my mind in order for us to be like, okay, yeah, we'll accept that trade. Okay. So let's talk some more Cooper Flagg stuff, because again, that performance last night, 51 points, youngest player in NBA history to hit that mark. He is the youngest. He has the most 40+ point games as a teenager in NBA history. Like when we've talked about the back and forth rookie of the year narrative between him and Con Knippel, it's been Cooper Flagg is incredible, but Con Knippel has had just objectively a better season. The Hornets are a better team. He has a distinct role on that team, and he's played it perfectly. He's leading the NBA in 3-point makes. He's shooting 44%. Like, those are all things that are true, right? Like, you can't take away from any of those things. But if we're talking about like the record-setting performances and all of the ways, all of the efficiency that Con Knippel has shown this season, we have to say the same thing about Cooper Flagg, right? The 3-point efficiency hasn't been there, but the 2-point has, right? Like, Con is shooting 56% from the field. Cooper is shooting like 53, right? Is that really that big of a difference in efficiency? I don't think so. I don't see Con Knippel doing the things that Cooper Flagg is having to do, right? So, like, what I'm getting at here, guys, and this is, I don't think this is going to come as a shock to you. I think we should consider, for the 4th time in NBA history, awarding co-rookie of the years. You're like, wait. 4th time in NBA history? Yeah. I didn't know. The only one that I was for certain about was back in the 94-95 season, where Jason Kidd and Grant Hill were co-rookies of the year. But turns out it has happened 2 other times. Back in the 1970 and 71 season, there were co-rookie of the years. Don't let me butcher these names. I'm going to pull it right back up. One of them was Dave Cowens, and the other was Jeff Petrie. Now, I have heard of Dave Cowens, but I have not heard of Jeff Petrie. But it counts. Those were co-rookie of the years in the 70 and 71 season. The one that I feel like I should have known and came as a shock to me, in the 99-2000 season, Elton Brand and Steve Francis were co-rookies of the year. So, like, this is not all that unusual. And I don't know where either Dave Cowens or Jeff Petrie went to school, but in all of these scenarios, one of the co-rookies of the year was from Duke, right? So Grant Hill, Elton Brand, and now I am proposing that both co-rookie of the years this season, yeah, they're both from Duke. But I think that there is a strong case for those guys to be co-rookies of the year. You're not going to see me upset on this pod the day after it's announced that Con Knippel straight up wins it on his own. But, like, hopefully you can agree, like, looking at the stats, you know, there's certainly those comparisons where there's categories on the left for Cooper Flagg that are green, like, yeah, he's better than him. And then there's plenty on the right side that show that Con has better numbers on that side. But listen, I'm going to say this for probably the millionth time this season. Cooper Flagg has been asked to play out of position without a true floor general on the court for much of the season. He has had to evolve his game so quickly to be a primary ball handler, a primary playmaker, a low post presence, a mid-range presence. Like, truly, he has had to do everything for the Dallas Mavericks, and he is a better player overall than Con Knippel. Like, there's no questions about it. That 3-week absence due to a foot injury, I do believe may put the nail in the coffin there. But after last night, and we're going to have another 5 or 6 games left this season. If Coop continues to pour on 30, 40, 50-point games, like, how quickly are we going to see that narrative shift where it's like solely back in like his battle to lose? It's really tough to know what's going to happen there. But I think of all the rookie of the year races that I have witnessed, this is one that makes a perfect sense for them to wind up awarding co-rookie of the years. I would love to hear from you about that. Do you think I'm insane for proposing a co-rookie of the year? Do you solely think that Cooper Flagg has to earn the award and Con Knippel is a nothing burger? I want to hear what everybody's thinking on that. I'm sure all the podcasts, all the content that you're listening to, everybody is talking about the same thing. I don't care. I watched that game last night, and I cannot stop thinking about how ethical all those buckets were, right? Like he could not be stopped. He was doing steps, sidestep threes, step back threes, contested threes. He was making difficult shots. He was doing poster dunks. These are really unique things to Cooper Flagg's game that nobody else in the NBA right now, especially rookies, are showing us. And in fact, like the best comparison I've seen for Cooper Flagg is rookie LeBron James. Like, if you don't believe me, go back and watch some LeBron James rookie highlights. LeBron was a little bit better. Like, I'm going to say just like slightly better overall. But like their games are so similar. Their build is similar. So I don't know if we have a LeBron James on our hands. I don't know if we're going to be talking 5 years from now, like, is Cooper Flagg one of the greatest of all time? I don't know, but I do know that he has to be considered for co-rookie of the year. End of story. Looking at like how he got those 51 points last night, I used the word ethical a few moments ago. I was so amped up about the 6 of 9 from the 3-point line. Like, again, whether he is feeling it or he is on fire, whether he makes 5 or 6 of them, I don't care. Like, I want him shooting that many threes every game with confidence. Like, he's tall, he's got long arms, he's got a nice vertical. So it's not like somebody's going to have an easy time contesting those shots. So, like, dude, go fire away. I can't wait to see what he does in these remaining games. Like, I've kind of regained all of my energy and I will say, like, it's easy for the wind to be taken out of your sails as a Mavs fan whenever we're 24-53, like basically 30 games under 500. Like, when I saw that, like on the crawl at the bottom of the TV last night, I was like, has it really been that bad? Holy smokes, we're 30 games under 500. But with all of the hills and valleys this season, I am perfectly energized for these last 5 games, or 5 or 6, I can't remember. Because I'm ready to talk mad mess about Cooper Flagg. I'm ready to talk mad mess about our guys that have Cooper Flagg's back, like Najee Marshall and PJ Washington sounding off on Twitter. I'm ready to see Ryan Nembhard continue to take that step forward where he has such a big impact on the game, even though he's the smallest player. Like, that's another big takeaway I had from the game last night. Like, he's not going to wow you with any specific skill. Like, he's not doing mind-blowing no-look passes, but he is getting guys set up in the right place every stinking time. And I think it's fun to watch. Like, and if you look at the box score, we did put up 127, so it was one of our better offensive outputs of the season. I'm rambling at this point, but I'm so happy that I was able to watch that game start to finish. It was looking like I wasn't going to be able to make it in time, but I got there just in time. I couldn't get the game on my TV, but I wound up being able to pull it up on my phone. So, like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I didn't miss out on this one. Hopefully you were able to catch it. Tell me in the comment section what your favorite play from his 50-point game was. Was it one of the dunks? Was it one of the threes? Like, was it one of the, like, difficult shots where he, like, finished through, like, physical contact? There's a lot to choose from. Mine was like his little sidestep 3. Like, he was doing a heat check, and it was so fun to watch. I've now spent 18 and a half minutes basically talking about Cooper Flagg. Why don't we just go ahead and land this plane, fam? I do want to get in a more regular rhythm of recording again. We're all settled in here. There's so many things that I want to talk about, right? Like, again, free agency targets in the offseason, trades that we should be thinking about making, draft prospects. I'm excited about the Final Four this weekend. I had Duke winning it all in my bracket. Sucks to be me. Like, I guess it sucks to be 33% of America that, like, picked Duke to win it all. But now to me, it's either going to be the winner of Arizona and Michigan that wins it all. And I will be watching the Arizona game with particular interest because of who I was talking about earlier, Braden Burries. I want you to watch that game with me tonight and let me know if you think that his game resembles Jalen Suggs' game at all, because that is a comparison I've heard before, and that is a player archetype that we have to have next to Cooper Flagg. But, guys, that is all I have for you on this fine Saturday morning. I want you guys to all be safe. Have a great weekend. I don't know what the weather is like in Dallas, but it is sunny and 65 here in Denver. Life is good. Party on.